So I wanted to make this video for a while now, but with Photon Hypernova basically out, I felt like this was the perfect timing for it. As most of you already know, Photon Hypernova is a big, and I mean very, very big power creep set. It makes an already overpowered deck, which is Ishizu Tearlaments, even better by giving it extra support like Tearlaments KASHTIRA. And that card alongside Fenrir are super easy to search with a new field spell, which is the Prime Planet PARAISOS or something. I think they changed the name though. And it also introduces several new cards that definitely will make KASHTIRA a viable deck, competitively speaking. With KASHTIRA being competitively viable, it actually takes out Flunderies of the meta because KASHTIRA is the superior dimension shifter deck, and it also can play the Windbear statue using the Raid Raptor Arsenal Falcon. Unicorn is about to become a one-card starter that can actually end on a bunch of interruptions on top of turboing out Shangri-La, which locks a bunch of zones. Oh, and that card shouldn't be underestimated because some builds are actually going for the full zones lock in turn 1, and they're actually ignoring a Rise Art completely because if your opponent can't even use any monsters or spells or traps, you kind of just win the game on the spot. Like, imagine if your only out would be Book of Eclipse, but you start your turn and you are not allowed to use any of your 5 spell and trap zones. And you might be thinking, but yak sign, we still have hand traps, right? Yeah, well, I don't know if hand traps really solve anything, that's the issue. If you hand trap your opponent and he has the extender to play through it or has a copy of triple tactic tasking, you're actually screwing yourself over if anything. Now, of course, Infinite Impermanence doesn't actually share the same flaws as Valor, Ash, and all those other monster hand traps, so at least you're good there. Assuming that you can't really rely on monster hand traps and you might actually lose all your spell and trap zones when you start your turn, what would be the other best way to out Shangri-La? To be quite honest with you, every single solution actually has its drawbacks, so I'd be lying to you if I told you that this format was really easy to solve. However, you can play Kaiju monsters or other Kaiju-esque cards such as Lava Golem and Sphere Mode. I find Kaijus a little bit weak because they're just a 1-for-1, and Sphere Mode might be a little bad if you draw multiples because it actually takes up your normal summon, and because of the fact that it actually has to tribute 3 monsters, sometimes it might be dead. Lava Golem, on the other hand, I find is the best in between because if you draw multiples, you can Lava Golem your opponent multiple times, and because of the fact that it actually takes care of 2 monsters, so it's a beneficial trait for you in a way. And another thing about Lava Golem is that you can bounce it back because you can actually target it, where Sphere Mode, you kind of can't do that, and it might actually matter in time, although I don't think that's really important. There are also some other good cards against KASHTIRA, but I'm not gonna spoil the sauce just yet. Wait until I top a YCS and then maybe I'll let you guys know. As for Tearlaments, how do we really beat them? It's simple, draw Bestials or cry. I'm not joking. You need 2 Bestial monsters if you want to beat them, but if one of them is Baldric, you are 100% chillin'. I mean, Baldric and Joue's Worm is basically just like a 2-card combo that ends on 4 interruptions on its own because it's a double DD Crow and then use Baldric to banish a monster and Druid Worm to send another monster your opponent controls to the grave. Even Magnamut is really good because it leads to a second Bestial monster which can allow you to make, I don't know, rank 6 plays, and Wallow is a really good option here. If your opponent used a triple tactic cards against you, you can Wallow it back and then use it against them in order to generate a lot of advantage or dig into your board breaking cards. And triple tactic tasking really is nasty, especially going second because you can search really disgusting one-ofs like Change of Heart, I don't know, Instant Fusion, Terraforming. So to sum it all up, in the upcoming format, what should you expect? You should expect a bunch of KASHTIRAs as, again, like I said, they have a good matchup against Flunderies and they are the better shifter deck. You should also expect a bunch of Tearlaments because obviously the deck was already good before and it's just getting better, so it would be dumb to think that people would stop playing it. You definitely should also still expect people to play Sprite with a bunch of Bestial monsters, this time with even more because there's Baldric. You definitely should expect less Flunderies for the exact same reason as people playing KASHTIRA in the first place. And finally, you can expect people to play less hand traps because they might be fearful of the existence of triple tactic tasking now. With that being said, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the upcoming format and what do you think will be dominating when we get Photon Hypernova. Anyways, that's pretty much all I had to say for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.